This is a review of the Vitasigns by Vitagoods. It's a Bluetooth Smart Body Analyzer, model VS-3200-B. In the box, you'll find this beautiful scale, 4 AAA batteries to install in it to get it to work, and an instruction manual. Before I install the batteries, I want to go over a few specifications just so people understand what this device can and can't do. First of all, it operates on 4 AAA batteries, and it can measure weights from 11 to 440 pounds. Its accuracy, at around 300 pounds as a rough example, is approximately plus or minus 1 pound. The resolution in its readout in the pounds is to 0.2 pounds. It can measure pounds, kilograms, or stones. The scale is Bluetooth enabled, and it can transmit data from the scale to your smart device like your Apple iPod, your iPhone, your iPad mini, or your iPads, and record and store data such as your weight, body fat percentage, and body mass index. It can track up to 4 users in the Vitasigns app. Word of caution, you shouldn't use this scale if you have an electronic device implant, particularly like a pacemaker. That's important because in order to make these measurements, it passes a small voltage and current through your body, through these pads, when your feet stand on there, and as a result, it can interfere with your pacemaker operation, could possibly reprogram it, or cause interference. This is important to me in particular as I do have a pacemaker, so I'm very cautious of using scales like this. Once you get on the scale and stand on it, and it collects the information it needs, if you have your smart device with you and the Vitasigns app on, it'll automatically log into Vitasigns and store the data. On the back of the scale, you'll find this cover, and if you slide it forward and open it, you'll find the battery compartment for the 4 batteries. After you get done, make sure you install the cover securely. You lay it down in there, press it down, and slide it forward, and it locks into place. Here in the middle, you'll see a button. This button is used to switch between the different measuring modes of pounds, kilograms, or stones, and it's also used in pairing the scale to your Bluetooth device. With the scale off, when you're ready to pair it with your Bluetooth device, you want to press this button here, and you want to hold it down and release it, and then turn the scale over. When you turn the scale over, you should see this symbol alternating back and forth, which means that the scale is in the pairing mode. Then you need to have your smart device, in this case a smartphone iPhone 5S. I have Bluetooth turned on, and here's the Vitasigns symbol. I'm going to turn it on, and I'm going to tell it to look for devices by touching the gear. And I'm going to touch devices, and it says it's found a body scale. I'm going to touch that, and you can see the Bluetooth symbol moving, and now it tells me that it's paired, and you saw the go to a double opposing C symbol on the scale, and it's already paired. In this case, this app on here, Vitasigns, is now paired with a Bluetooth scale and also a Bluetooth blood pressure cuff. On this device, you can see that there are actually spots to assign 4 different users, so you can track the weight of 4 different people using this scale. Okay, so I'm going to add the first user. I'm going to touch add, and you can see that Vic has popped up. That's my wife. So if I want to add her, I'm going to touch that, and she's the first one. If you have multiple users already entered into the Vitasigns app, like myself, our son for example, you can add them in, and every time they would take a weight measurement, it would store the data onto your smart device. Things I want to point out that this has a beautiful backlit display. It's a blue display with white numbers. The numbers are quite large, they're about 2 inches in height. The scale has an auto on and auto off function. That's a nice feature because it conserves on your battery charge and extends the life of the batteries. See that the scale automatically turned off while I was talking because it wants to conserve the battery power. See the weight of 34.2 pounds from me pressing on the scale is automatically transferred to the phone with a question mark, like who is this? If I touch the question mark, it pops up with my list of users. In this case it would be Vic, And if I wanted that to be Vic, I would simply touch that, and that would be assigned as her first weight. Here you can see him get on the scale. He weighs 181, and it's flashing. It's now doing the body mass measurements, and now transmitting data to the smart device. Here it wants to know if I want to match the unknown data. I'm going to click OK and assign it to Steve. It's figured out his body weight, and when I touch it, it's going to go and show the data from all the measurement. Here you can see the graphic scale, and it says that he weighed 181 pounds, his BMI is 23.2, and his body fat is 5%. At this point, you can reach up at the top and touch the 3 dashed lines. You can see the data in digital format. In addition, there's a plus symbol there beside the weight, and you can touch that plus symbol and add in notes for your doctor if you like. It's opened up with a box to type in and your keyboard. You can now type in data like what you had to eat that day, for example, or any other information about how you feel, and that way you can give it to your doctor if you need to. This is an excellent scale. It's accurate. It corresponds to other scales we have in our home. It's a nice design. It's got a beautiful design concept. I like the fact that it has a backlit display, and my wife likes the fact that it makes all these other readings. It uses what is called bioimpedance analysis by passing this small current through your body to make these measurements. It's a nice scale, accurate, and she likes it automatically logs the data to her phone. We both rate this at 5 stars. Again, I want to reiterate, if you have a medical implant, like a pacemaker, you should not use this scale. This review was done by jjceo. I'd like to tell you that I've received a sample for test and evaluation, and I promise to give a fair and honest review if I provided a review.